Do you see the frog? How about now? And now? What about this second frog? This is a spectrogram. It turns sound into a picture, which our brains are better at extracting information from because we are visual creatures. So by visualizing sound as frequency over time, with brightness showing as loudness, we are able to identify patterns like a hidden frog that we might have missed just from listening. Let me introduce you to 3 researchers who are using spectrograms to study frog calls.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Reichert, a biology professor at Oklahoma State University. In my lab, we study how frogs use sound to communicate and the trade-offs they face doing it.
Hi, I'm Rachel Jacks, a graduate student in the lab. We're going to take you into the wetlands of Oklahoma on a real night of fieldwork.
And hi, I'm Shelby Hardy, an undergraduate researcher. By the end of this video, you'll make sense of this spectrogram and see that there's not just one frog, but there's 2 different species. So come along in a night in a life of a frog researcher.
All right, here's a montage of us going out to collect recordings and frogs for our research. The spectrogram is rolling along the bottom. We'll pause to point out what we're seeing.
Here, you can see a lot of road noise from the car. It's that low continuous rumble at the bottom of the spectrogram. In cities, there's often a lot of low-frequency noise we just tune out. A spectrogram directs your attention to things we overlook every day.
And here's where the car trunk slams. A click, a knock, a snap, any loud percussion sound shows up as a vertical line because it produces vibrations at a bunch of frequencies at once for just an instant.
Here's our first frog. This is a Cope's gray tree frog, one of the species that we study in our lab.
Notice the 2 bands of frequencies above and below 2 kilohertz. These are produced by the same frog. It's one sound with a low and a high frequency component.
Now we're at the wetland. The spectrogram just lights up. This is the scene we showed you at the top of the video.
It seems daunting at first, but let's break it down. This loud, sustained call with 2 bands of frequency, that's a Cope's gray tree frog, like we already saw.
You can also see fainter males calling in the background, same shape, just dimmer. They're all competing to be heard by the females.
But look here. These short calls at around 3 kilohertz that are interspersed among the tree frog calls, those are chorus frogs. Chorus frog calls are much shorter. They also have this upward sweep in the frequency, while Cope's gray tree frogs produce long calls at a constant frequency. Your ear tells you that they sound different, but the spectrogram shows you why, which is really cool.
These 2 species are basically on different radio stations. Different frequency bands barely overlapping. The spectrogram makes that visible in a way your ear alone can't.
Oh, he's so small.
Now watch. Human speech looks unique on a spectrogram. It's a low frequency below 2 kilohertz with subtle but complex changes in frequency over time.
Is that a pair there? There's a pair there. Nice. Just push the head in. There we go. Very good. Good work. We got 23 pairs. It's amazing. That is one of the best nights ever.
That was a great night of sampling. We recorded several male frogs calling, and then we brought them into the lab to measure metabolic rates, to understand how the energy that they use is related to their calling. You can check out our other video describing some of this work on trade-offs in mating behavior. After we release the frogs, we use spectrograms to measure call properties, things like call rate and call duration.
What's really cool is that once you learn to read spectrograms, you start hearing differently. Traffic noises, a bird, even your own voice, they all have shapes. You can start exploring these shapes and patterns yourself with SoundLab, a free web-based tool that the Reichert lab and Galactic Polymath developed for visualizing and analyzing sound. Just upload a recording, generate a spectrogram, and see what patterns you find. The acoustic world is invisible, but it's never empty. Spectrograms help us see the hidden patterns animals are responding to all around us.